Hello and welcome. Today we're back in the cabin, and as you can see I have stripped down my a little homemade tree from the pathetic mess that it was. And I was looking at this strand of bulb like things that I had gotten from Walmart, and the way they had done it is they actually pressed these around the string, so they're kind of in a compression fit, so they don't want to come out, they don't want to move. So I was just like, I had talked a little bit last time about jewelry findings and beads as ornaments, and I showed you how I made one or two of them in the last video. They're hanging right here. So this is a bead, and I used something called a head pin, and that little tiny silver piece there is called a bead cap. I don't know how easily you can see these. So anyway, the head pin holds the bead in. You put the bead cap on, bend the end of the pin, and it looks like a hook, and we can, just like we're decorating a real tree. Yeah, so as you can see, there it is. And I had made a couple of different ones, but I have a whole bag of those same types of beads I just showed you, so I'll probably make some more ornaments using this. But I wanted to show you some different options on jewelry findings. I have these much larger size bead caps. They're the same design as the one I used on that other one, and I have them in gold as well. So I'm going to go ahead and try a gold one. And I've got several different types of head pins. I remember in the last video I had talked about the different types and how that you could get them as ornamental. So I don't know how well you can see it in the package, but these actually have a finial flower-like design on the tips of them. And they're like an antique brass. And this is from a company called Bead Landing. And I think I got these at Michael's. So, and I also got some plain head pins, but they're very long. So bigger beads, longer head pins, etc. These are the head pins that I had been using, much shorter ones. So I'm going to pull this out. And then I have a couple of other jewelry findings here that I thought would be interesting to show you. These are from that Fire Mountain Gems company I had talked about. These are flower beads that are kind of bugle shaped. Now imagine an Art Deco wall sconce. Imagine this on a wall like this with a tiny light inside of it. And then you could use like a bead cap down here and maybe a tube bead so it comes out the wall, and then another bead cap, blah, 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 blah. Maybe I'll have a video. If you're interested in seeing a video on how I would make this into a wall sconce, let me know. But it would be a fairly small wall sconce compared to our dolls, but whoopsie, not all wall sconces are created equal. So anyway, I thought it'd be a neat little Art Deco touch. You could also do it like this as a hanging light, but because it's flat on one side, I just thought it would be interesting. And this is an acrylic flower bead, once again, Fire Mountain. And another thing they make that I thought was really, really cool were these medallion frames for jewelry. But what I was thinking for these guys is they're very lacy and delicate. These are actually prongs to hold something in. You could put something like a piece of glass or a photo portrait, and then you bend these tabs down using pliers. It kind of pins it against this metal right here. So it's meant to put like a gem in here, and then you bend these in, and it kind of like the prongs on a ring, and it holds the gem in place. But you can use it for other things, like like I said, a piece of glass, maybe a portrait. Anyway, and it's already got a little hanging thing, so imagine that hanging on a wall. Same thing with these little guys, also from Fire Mountain. These imagine a little portrait in there, like Victorian style portrait hanging on the wall. Even a little tiny mirror. You can even make a hand mirror out of these. I think that would be a good size for a Barbie hand mirror. Just find a little wooden something or whether make a handle. But anyway, I digress. Another thing that I found that I forgot was in my stash, I got this tiny miniature garland from the Dollar Tree. So I thought maybe we could wrap our tree up in some garland. These little lights, they look like little Christmas lights. I got these at Michael's. They were Ashland miniatures, I think. They do have a tiny little hole at the top, so we could theoretically create a little hook and use these to hang on our tree. So they're a good size for that, but I don't think I'm going to use them this year. I'll set that aside. So anyway, that's all stuff that I just wanted to show you real quick. Let us break out. I also got these giant gold, they have these huge holes on these gold beads. I'm going to see if I can do something with the bead caps to counter that. So let's grab a bead, and I'll go through this one more time for those of you who may have missed it the first time. So you take a bead, and you take your head pin, and the head pin literally has a head on it like a nail, and that's to grab the bead. And then you take your bead, your tiny little bead cap, it's got a hole in it, and you put that on next. So now you have a little ornament. Now you could glue this down if you wanted it to be permanent, or you could leave it loose so that you can, switch the design out if that is what you desire. I highly recommend, if you're going to be doing stuff like this, that you get some jewelry pliers. And then you just, I decided, depending on how big you want the loop, is how far up or down you put it on this graduated round part, and then I just roll it down, and voila, we have an ornament. So we can continue with that. Like I said, I want to try something here with these gold beads. The heads, the holes on these are very large, so this head pin I don't think is going to be able to hold it. Let's find out. Oh, what do you know? Nope, went right through. So to solve that, what I thought I could do is put a bead cap on first, the gold bead, which will sit in the bead cap, then another bead cap, and then what you get is a very I don't know, Victorian, traditional looking sort of a, you can see our little ornaments on the tree. I will continue to make ornaments and decorate the tree, and then I'll be back. Okay, as you can see, we have decorated our tree, and at the very top here is a little snowflake shaped button. I just kind of stuck it up there as a tree topper because I couldn't find anything that I liked. I had some larger snowflake buttons that I thought would have been cute. I can't find them, of course. So that's the tree. I've wrapped the garland around it, and it's got the fairy lights on it. That's it for the tree. Now, more buttons that I found. I got a huge bag of these wooden buttons off of Amazon last year, and I don't remember what I paid for, but I don't think it was more than $5 or $6. But they had these little stocking buttons, which I thought were really cute. I don't think they're quite large enough. I mean, they're just maybe large enough to be, a decorative that you could hang right here off the mantle. So that's a good alternative for those who don't like to sew or aren't very crafty. And now for gifts under the tree. Now the little battery pack here could be wrapped like a gift. You can make a little box and stick it in the box so it's disguised or whatever. I am going to use these. Now I know everybody's seeing these everywhere. These, I believe, these are Ashland, which means I got them at Michael's. They were $5 at the time. I got these a couple of years ago, so I don't even know if they're available anymore. Here they are. They're basically just glitter foam, and they're covered in glitter with a little ribbon tied around them. But I think they're really cool, and I just need to set them around the base of the tree, and the battery pack is, voila, disappeared. Maybe like that. I got these little tiny ones. These are supposed to be ornaments, so it came with this cord, but we're not going to need that. So let's just put some of these little guys around. And then we've got these glitter ones, these smaller glitter ones as well. So there is the Barbie cabin dressed up for Christmas. The tree has got tons of presents. We've got options for stockings. Stockings themselves are super easy to make out of felt. Alright, so what I have here is I just have a piece of scrap red felt. And so I'm just going to fold it in half. And because we're going to be turning this right side out, we're going to just want to cut out stocking shape. I'm going to make it a little larger than I might otherwise. Just going to wing it here. It may seem like it's going to be huge, but once you turn these things inside out, they rapidly lose size. So let's just see how badly we do at this. Alright. Yeah, it sort of looks like a stocking, right? Yep, good enough. Take whatever glue you have. You know me, I love my Fabri-Tac. Whatever you do, do not glue the top edge. That is where your goodies get put by Santa Claus. You can't lock out Santa Claus. And we're going to give it a minute to dry and set up nice and firm, and then we'll be right back. Okay, felt does not like to be turned right side out, but there you have it. Our little stocking. It's a little wonky looking, but you know, hey, it'll work. And taking the outline of the cutout, you can see just how much is taken away for that seam allowance. If you want to put a traditional, you want to have it like a traditional stocking, and you want that little white fuzz around it, just use a pipe cleaner. It's about the right scale, and put it in the back here. You could even use it for the loop to hang. So what I would do is I would just wrap it around itself right at the base of the loop, so it can't come loose very easy. And then we'll just start gluing it around. Okay, so I've got it glued and wrapped all the way around. So I'm just going to take my handy dandy wire cutters, snip that off. And you can, because this is a wire, you can position all this stuff wherever you want to. And voila. Now I might have made the loop a little smaller. If I do it again, got a little carried away there. But you can now actually stuff this with goodies for your dolls. And you could hang it from the fireplace. It's a pretty good size. Whoopsie. It's a pretty good size for the dolls. However, I am working on the fireplace video. I keep getting a lot of requests to know how to build the fireplace from scratch. It won't be this exact fireplace, but it'll be close. So until next time, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.